Why Kangaroo Island, I suppose, is what is it about Kangaroo Island that draws our about 180,000 visitors a year? It's certainly about the wildlife tourism destination of Kangaroo Island. It's a very small ecosystem that hasn't been affected by some of the major pests, and so the flora and fauna on Kangaroo Island is one of the best ecosystems to exhibit in Australia. The marsupials, the koalas, kangaroos, and wallabies on the island are prolific, and at evenings, in particular during the evenings, there's a lot of wallabies and kangaroos hopping around. There's a number of major wildlife corridors, and those corridors form the habitat of much of the flora and fauna on Kangaroo Island. It has spectacular coastal and bush scenery to go with it. And one of our comments about Kangaroo Island is most people say when they get to Kangaroo Island, thank goodness I found the real part of Australia, with the rolling hills, beautiful big gum trees, our eucalypt forests, and of course the spectacular wildlife that's readily available. It is the only place in Australia where you can walk on the beach with the Australian sea lions as well, and that's what I'd say is one of the peak experiences. And for all those who go to Kangaroo Island, I'd highly recommend that they visit the Seal Bay Conservation Park on the south coast of Kangaroo Island. I will be looking at some maps a bit later, but there is some maps in your South Australia product guide, product manual, that if you haven't got one, you can certainly get one through John, through our South Australian sort of Tourism Commission resources. It's a great resource of product available in South Australia, and there's certainly some nice maps available. And I will be sending out some things after this webinar to enable you to learn more about Kangaroo Island. But of course you can see it at sealink.biz, B-I-Z, and there's lots of nice maps you can download there as well, both through that Great Ocean Road and Kangaroo Island. The local food and wine on Kangaroo Island is also very good, so we'd highly refer you to our good restaurants and good hotels that are on Kangaroo Island. Just 4 major hotels on Kangaroo Island, but all of those are around 4 to 4.5 star standard. All of those have restaurant sort of facilities within the hotel complexes. We guarantee some wildlife tourism experiences on Kangaroo Island. Just quickly, our koala walk at Hanson Bay on the south coast is one of the highlights of people's journey to Kangaroo Island. The walk on Seal Bay is the peak experience on Kangaroo Island for those who enjoy the nature-based experiences. For our 1-day and 2-day programs, we have a wonderful birds of prey free flight display that shows you up close and personal the Australian birds such as koala, not the koalas, that's actually not a bird, but the kookaburra, the Australian eagles, and some of the other beautiful little birds of prey that we have in free flight display, and they fly in amongst the visitors, and there's a chance to put them out on your arm and really enjoy that experience. Of course, the penguins are readily available throughout the island of an evening, and there's a number of sites where, for those of you who stay on Kangaroo Island, or for the passengers who stay on Kangaroo Island, they really do get the chance to enjoy the penguin experience as well. The natural attractions of Kangaroo Island, remarkable rocks, Admiral's Arch, the major beach areas are wonderful, and all of our touring programs visit those wonderful sites. For those on a very short time frame, short time opportunity, I'd highly recommend our #1 day tour, the Kangaroo Island Highlights Tour. It starts early in the morning and comes back late at night. All of our tours do connect with flights as well, so you can connect all of our tours via Adelaide Airport, which fly you across to Kangaroo Island, which is just a 20-minute flight to the Kingscote Airport, and all of our tours will connect with picking passengers up at the airport, so there's no problems there. And that can, while it increases the cost of the tour, it does provide increased convenience in terms of the timing and being back to Adelaide at around 7 p.m. at night, whereas our tours generally, if you cruise back on the ferry, you don't get back till around 10:30 at night, so it's a long day, but well worthwhile to do the full experience on Kangaroo Island. So for those of you who For those passengers who have a short time frame, I'd highly recommend our Kangaroo Island Highlights tour. It does the complete south coast and western end of the island experience, visiting Seal Bay, our Birds of Prey show, the wonderful Flinders Chase National Park, and the major features of Remarkable Rocks and Admiral's Arch. The little honey farm there, we visit the honey farm on that tour as well, where people can buy some beautiful Kangaroo Island produce. So limited time, this is my choice, the Kangaroo Island Highlights tour. I'd highly recommend, however, this is my best value tour. For those visitors who have 2 days to experience Kangaroo Island, I'd highly recommend our Coast to Coast tour. Great value at around $450 to $500 per person, Australian dollars. It's very good value, including accommodation, that tour. All of our tours, again, pick up and drop off at Adelaide hotels and do connect with the airport transfers at Kingscote. Our Coast to Coast tour includes lunch on both days. We visit our own property, the Vivon Bay property on the south coast there. You can see Vivon Bay Eco Adventures. It's a beautiful property, 500 hectares of land, including 1.2 kilometres of beachfront that we have there. Average 24 on board our Coast to Coast tour. It sits on a large coach, but averages around 24 on board, so relatively comfortable experience for 2 days. And it is my best value pick. So the 2-day and 3-day options of Coast to Coast really are our best value tours, including accommodation from around $450 to $500 Australian, and really highly recommended tours. For those of you who have visitors in that sort of adventure tour area, so maybe 18 to 45, looking for something with a bit more adventure, then I'd highly recommend our Kangaroo Island Adventure Tour. Again, very good value, 2-day, 1-night touring at around $400 Australian. It's very good value. It does stay in backpacker accommodation, so it's dormitory style. However, you can upgrade to private rooms on that tour. We find a lot of mum and daughter or dad and son traveling on that sort of tour. And really it does enjoy the adventure side of touring, sandboarding, does a bit more adventurous up around the beaches. On a good day, they'd have a bit of a surf. We've got some boogie boards and those sorts of things. They have a paddle in the canoes, and there's our accommodation there at our dormitory-styled Vivon Bay Eco Adventures. Very good property. And there's our tour guide based there, Simon Ward at Vivon Bay. He's a wonderful fellow and always welcomes people on Kangaroo Island. There are optional extras available at Vivon Bay, self-guided walking trails, body surfing, swimming and snorkeling, so people really do get to enjoy a bit of free time, but enabling themselves to sort of take a mountain bike ride or a kayaking type adventure. For those people who are looking for self-drive product, Sealink can package a wonderful self-drive experience for your guests, including accommodation, perhaps a family parks pass to some of the major parks on Kangaroo Island. And we offer a 14% customer benefit for people who book a complete self-drive package with Sealink. Many of you who book through an existing wholesaler can use your own hire car companies, but if you want us to organise a hire car, we can also do that for you as well. We can also connect your self-drive package through our Travel Link program, which is our Great Ocean Road program, and again, there is customer benefits for travelling via the Great Ocean Road onto Kangaroo Island. Have a range of accommodations through the Great Ocean Road, Grampians, the wine country of the Coonawarra to connect with your Great Ocean Road, with your Kangaroo Island experience. I would recommend that sort of a 3, 4 and 5 day type experience, 3, 4 and 5 night experience. If you're looking for people to enjoy that experience, then give them the time to enjoy it rather than racing them through. The Great Ocean Road is one of the highlights of Australia. The Narracourt World Heritage Cave System at Narracourt there is in amongst the Coonawarra wine region, one of the wonderful red wine districts of South Australia, the Coonawarra. For those of you who know the Wynns brand, some of the Jacobs Creek product, that's where some of that sort of stuff comes from, that Coonawarra wine district. Of course, the Barossa Valley is just north of Adelaide, 1 hour north of Adelaide, so we are the heart of the wine country of Australia in South Australia. 70% of the export wine from Australia comes from the Barossa Valley. And there it is. We offer some beautiful 1-day and 2-day experiences from into the Barossa Valley from Adelaide as well. A wonderful day trip, just around $129 Australian, up into the Barossa every day. So again through your wholesalers. The Adelaide Sightseeing brand is the product that we offer into the Barossa every day. It's my day touring brand, offering experiences in and around Adelaide, and I offer city highlights programs every day, Barossa Valley every day, and a range of other tours every day through my Adelaide Sightseeing brand at the Sealink Travel Group, all available at sealink.biz. Of course, we can combine your Kangaroo Island and Adelaide stay with something like the Flinders Ranges as well, one of the 8 national landscapes of Australia. From around 3 hours north of Adelaide, we have a wonderful mountain range, an outback mountain range. And we have a wonderful 3-day program visiting the Barossa Valley and Flinders Ranges, operating twice weekly out of Adelaide. And you can combine that sort of wonderful Flinders Ranges experience. That's the highlight, Wilpena Pound, 5 hours north of Adelaide. You can take a scenic flight. It's one of the remarkable landscapes of Australia. And you can combine, of course, that sort of Flinders Ranges experience with Kangaroo Island. And a lot of people do this, maybe extending their stay in South Australia up to about 5 nights. And then they can do a couple of days on Kangaroo Island, 1 in Adelaide, and 2 nights up through the Flinders and Barossa Valley and Flinders Ranges. So that's a wonderful sort of 5-night, 6-day experience, the Barossa Valley and Kangaroo Island. So all of my products are available through leading US wholesalers, and our to make reservations direct, it's international at sealink.com.au, and we've got a range of staff there who are willing to take your inquiries and take your bookings. They're international at sealink.com.au. I've got trade support available to be able to work with you as travel agents, marketing support, training support, and I'm really looking forward to getting over to the States and Canada in the next month or so.